Hey, this is Ronald from Math Skills University, and today I want to talk about sheds. I looked at quite a few sheds on Amazon and other places, but I ended up choosing this one, and I'm going to talk about the base build concept as well as show you how we put this thing together.
7 reviews. It has 51 5-star reviews and 25 4-star reviews and 13 1-star reviews. I also researched a lot of these sheds and watched as many how-to videos as I possibly could. But I hired a contractor to put this together because he's built a lot of sheds. With that said, with all of these sheds, you're not going to be able to return this shed. If you buy a shed, once you buy it, it's so many pieces that it's impossible to take it apart and return it. Do your research on these sheds. I looked at sheds that cost $300 and sheds that cost $1,500. I talked to people at Menards, Home Depot, and they all said the same thing. It's a pain in the butt to put together. It may be a 2 or 3 day job. Take your time. In terms of shipment, mine came the same day, both boxes, and there were no major dents. So I got lucky. Yeah, but these guys should package their product a lot better. In terms of the real size, it's 10 by 12.
However, the actual usable dimensions will be 9.5 feet wide, 11.9 feet long. The door width is 44.8 inches. The top peak where the white cone is 76 inches, but inside the rafter in the middle is 6 feet tall. Your corners where you can stack things for shelving units is about 5 feet.
This is made out of sheet metal and it's not going to give you stability until everything is put together correctly. The black pieces you see, and some of the pieces here come with plastic on them. Leave the plastic on. Do not take it off. It's going to help the screws stay in. Plus it's a pain in the butt to take off. In terms of the manual looks great. The color manual is phenomenal. I've seen videos of people doing these by themselves. In terms of alignment, it's imperative that when you put this silver base down here, that it's perfectly lined and perfectly level and squared. And you have to do it constantly because, again, you're dealing with sheet metal. The problem with these things is that they're made for different sizes and they interchange parts because they're trying to make different configurations from the same components, if that makes sense. I've seen similar complaints about other shed makers. You open this up, and there's a few complaints that I want to talk about. As far as height, 6 feet's pretty tall for a shed. Remember, these things are made from sheet metal, so they can fly away. Another one people mentioned was room, and this thing is really spacious. At the bottom here, there are latches. I can unlatch that one, and there's one on top, which I love that convenience. I'm going to step back here, but this is what you get when you open it up. The thing I have to stress is make sure you keep this thing squared and leveled at all time, and if you do, everything should match up. Once you get one wall done, square it up, make sure it's level, and do each wall the same way. Anytime you do anything, you need to go back to a re-squaring, re-leveling.
I'm trying to cover everything I can here to facilitate your purchasing decision on this shed or any other shed. But keep in mind, you're going to encounter some of the same problems. Also keep in mind that if your shed costs $500, you hire a contractor, you buy the materials, you're looking at $1,500 to $2,000. Some of your things may come in bent no matter who you order from or what shed you buy. It's a common problem. Some of the panels don't fit with a lot of these sheds. They're trying to create multiple choices. I'll show you a time lapse of what my contractor did. Then I'm going to show you how we had a problem with the doors. At the end, I'll show you how I resolved any other remaining issues we had with this project.
I used 4 2x4x12s and 12 2x4x10s, along with 4 4x8x3/4 inch plywood, and all the lumber is treated. My contractor put the wood on cylinder blocks and leveled everything off before he started building the shed. Then I put down the baseboards there. They're 1x8s, and I use galvanized screws. Treated lumber or not, you cannot put this on the ground. The key thing here is once you have your base foundation put down, then you want to put this frame down all the way around, 10 foot, and then you have your 12 foot. And once you put the frame in, then you put in the corners. And there's just a bunch of small screws here. Once you get all 4 corners up, then you put these little black bars up. And once you put these up, then it's a lot easier. right now we're not tightening all the bolts in the corners or anything yet, because we have to make sure once you put everything in that you re-level everything and make sure everything is level.
The first problem we had regarding the doors was this gap left between the doors. I contacted customer service. They replied back to me within hours with the correction for it, and this was our fault. Those black bars you see, the ULA1 part, should be closer together, and there should be 4 raised panels and then the black bars.
What happens is you need to see 4 of these things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Problem.
After that was fixed, then we had another small problem. There was a 1-inch gap on the right sides of each of the black panels.
You have a gap somewhere right here. One is when I had 4 there, this overlapped, there was still a small gap. I just moved this one over and drew my own holes. So if you run across that problem, that's how I solved it. Okay, so here's your final product. I do have to build a ramp right there. Okay, so I'm outside at night. That's how that will look from back here. We'll put on the flash.
As you can see, it looks really good at night. If you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any comments, suggestions, or ideas, please leave them below. Peace.